record on this computer. Hey everybody, welcome to our Business Elevation Hour. For the past month, we've obviously had like diamond and 30-day calls, which have been so inspiring and awesome. And I've seen a lot of people take action on them. We're kind of back to our old format, but I will tell you, I did not do any slides today because, really because of what I'm going to be talking about today, which is I'm doing the Road to Success Club. And so I've been cranking on my invites and all of that jazz this morning. But before we get into today's topic, I do want to do a little recognition because the entire month of August, that sort of fell flat here just because we did joint team calls with other teams. So a few people I want to shout out, and I'm going to let you guys also open the table up for anyone that you want to shout out. But I want to give a big shout out to GM who's on the line, and I know that Courtney will shout her out as well. But she went emerald and like this, then she went like diamond like that. Now she's building towards 1 star. She was at the top of the SC board last month. I want to say it was like SC 32, ranked up there with Erin Hopkins and Katie Moore, another couple top coaches in the network. So big things happening for GM and her team, and I'm super excited for her. Big shout out to Hannah Hirschberger for not only achieving diamond last month, but also going into 1-star qualification again. I know Courtney's going to shout these girls out, but I really wanted to be able to shout them out as well. And to Jamie, who is Hannah's diamond coach. Haley just went diamond on, or Kelsey just went diamond on Courtney's team. Rachel Redondo is this close to diamond. She's going to be diamond this week. And then my girls. Courtney is in 6-star qualification in her first CBC, 1-star qualification in her second CBC. She's about to go into 7-star qualification in her first CBC, which is just freaking nuts. Megan Seibel advanced her second business center to diamond. So she's in 1-star qualification in her second business center, which is amazing, or in her first business center with her second business center. Jess is in 1-star qualification. She's moving into her week 4 of qualification with her diamond coach, Beth Samuel, who's been rocking and rolling and like making sure she's a diamond every single week. And I know it's not easy. Taylor hit diamond. She's going into her month or her week 4 of qualification. And then Sarah Roberts has also been holding her diamond strong so that my second CBC can finally be in 2-star qualification. And last but not least, and I pray I'm not forgetting anyone by not looking at my slides or anything because I don't have any slides, but Lisa Podesta Coombs hit not only month 2 success starter like I announced her as a month 2 in August and I didn't get to announce her, but I haven't even announced her yet, but she's month 3 success starter. So she's a final success starter. She's going to get in the next test group. I'm so excited for her. So that's all my amazing recognition. I do want to open it up to you guys to be able to shout out your teams as well. I'll start with Courtney, if she can unmute her mic.
I think I'm here.
Hi, you're here.
Am I here? Yeah. You did a lot of it, and I have a fussy baby here. But yeah, we have GM. GM signed up in July for 645. Did the first 2 weeks. Was like, oh, this is cool. I think I want to coach. And then we had our first one-on-one call July 31st, and we set some goals for August. She's like, okay, I can help 3 people in August. I got this. And then she helped like 3 people in the first day of August or something. And then she was emerald that week. And then literally the next week, she hit diamond Thursday at like 12:01. You know what I mean? Like she missed the hitting diamond the next week by mere seconds of somebody signing up. So she literally hit diamond in maybe 9 days of her starting her business, which is insane. Oh my gosh, Rachel Redondo went ruby. She is about to be a diamond this week. Kelsey hit diamond. Oh my gosh. We had so many emeralds. So the team is just doing the things. And GM said, I just did what you told me to do. I just gave her the business activity tracker and she did it. So yeah, tons of things to celebrate and one cranky baby to chase around the backyard right here for a moment. And like you said, Meredith, I'm scared of them forgetting people, so I don't want to talk because I don't want to forget anybody.
Totally. But well, you know what we'll do? We'll grab your crew from Team Soul Unleashed and see if we can put a call together with like Hannah and Jamie and GM and and everyone, and Kelsey and Rachel, and get them all to share together. That'll be really fun.
Jamie went diamond. Hannah's in 1-star qualification right now. She has one more week of 1-star qualification. Jamie's lifetime diamond this Thursday. Yeah, like so many amazing things happening. I cannot even handle it.
And we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. We're gonna dig.
I want to talk all about that.
We're gonna dig deeper into that. Does anybody else want to unmute their mic and shout out anyone on the team, a success partner, an accountability partner, someone that's inspiring them or helping them, or any of your coaches? Go for it, Jess.
Sorry, I'm at work, so I put it in the chat, but I had to shut my door. I want to shout out Beth. She is on it. She is killing it. She's a diamond coach. We are really working hard together, and I'm so excited for her level of excitement and her commitment, and she is just killing it. So I wanted to shout her out.
I love it. Beth is thebomb.com. I'm obsessed with you, Beth Samuels. I know you're probably catching this replay. Anyone else want to give a shout out before we move on? Okay then. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a few things, and it's really kind of the theme for the week, because like I said, we've been doing these Diamond in 30 calls, and honestly, that's pretty much what Amy's been doing on the Set Your Soul on Fire call on Thursday nights also, is she's been having a diamond leader speak and talk about the importance of diamond, how they got there, and all the things. You guys, we've beaten a dead horse with it, like you get it. And so she wanted to make sure to shift gears this week and really talk about goal setting. So I wanted something that would align with that call later on this week. And from a very honest space, I don't know how many of you actually follow me on social media. I don't expect anyone to, but I had a very, very rough go at the beginning of this month. I had to put down my pet of 8, he's mine for 14 years, but he's 18 years old. He's my best little buddy, so I had to let him go. I had my parents come into town the same day, which they are a unique brand, a lot to put up with. And Andy went back to school, and it was just like every big sort of thing that could happen sort of was happening all at the same time. And it not only did it take the wind out of my sails, I kind of felt like I started September caught with my pants down. You know, it's like I opened up my Rise Up journal, I mapped out like my month, but I didn't really put the hard start of my challenge on there. I put the launch of Body on there, and I wasn't doing any inviting leading up to it. I kind of just, we'll just say last month I did okay, but I didn't have my best performance. So I felt like coming into this month, now that my parents are gone, now that Ollie's gone, like everything, I'm like, now I'm jumping back in and I'm behind the 8 ball, right? Because I like to be at SC5 by the 5th, SC10 by the 10th. And I'm like, I don't have anything planned, right? Like literally caught with my pants down. So this weekend, I sat down and asked myself, what is it that I need? What is it that I need right now to make myself feel good? And what kind of a challenge am I excited to participate in? So I've just recently gotten back to Portion Fix, and I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm loving BODI. So I put together a quick 21-day challenge. I recommend doing 21-day challenges every single month. Anytime there's a big launch challenge, I come together with a team for that. But every single month outside the month we launch those, I do 21-day challenges. So I always have something to invite to, so I can ensure that I have the SC locked in. So I looked at the dates, reverse engineered it. I knew exactly how many days, like what the start date would be to make sure that they would be ending at the beginning of October, so I can have a new start date at the top of October. And I announced it. Put together new story cards on, I think it was Sunday. I put up new story cards, and now I haven't put up my social yet today, but every single day this week will be my marketing, and I advertise this as prep week. So I think many of you know the reason why we do a prep week is not only for new people to get in and get comfortable with it, but this builds more FOMO and more time for you to continue to get people in, especially people who are procrastinators. So that's what I'm doing this month. And because I'm behind the 8 ball, here it is, September 7th, and I have 0 points on the board. Well, I do now, but as of this morning, I wanted to do the Road to Success Club training. This is a training that we borrowed from Team Together Rising, the top team in the network, Moira and her team, and Courtney, myself, Megan, Jacqueline, and Danielle all recreated it so we would have it housed in Soul Warriors. It is the things you need to do from a Tuesday to a Sunday to ensure that you lock in Success Club, and it works. Okay, that's what I want you to hear and understand. It works if you do the work. It's going to take 1 week. You're going to sit down, you're going to do invites, follow-ups, all the things. You're going to create all the FOMO and do all the things we tell you to do, and you will be in Success Club by Sunday, Monday, okay? So I am now this week posting in our Team Soul Warriors page, the bigger group page. Once a week or once a day, there'll be a pinned post at the top. Today is Courtney, it's day 1. I've already done day 1. I laid out 87 invites and follow-ups this morning, okay? So for me, the easiest way I do this is I go into my IG stories. The day before, I put up all my story cards, I promote it, and then I go and I say who watched all the cards all the way to the end. And then I go into those people and I send them an invite. I'm gonna tell you exactly what my invite sounds like and looks like, okay? I sent 87 this morning. Some are fresh new invites. Some are follow-ups with individuals I've invited before, or who maybe did a program with me over a year ago that they would have to re-enroll to get started with me. And this is exactly what I said. And you know, a lot of these people, they never even had a message from me before. This is the first message I sent, but I never consider this a cold invite because they're following me, they're watching me, they saw my marketing. So for somebody who had been in my group before, I say, hey beauty, long time no talk. I hope this finds you well. Your name just came up on my stories this morning. And so I wanted to reach out and make sure you felt personally invited to my September challenge and accountability team. Not sure if you'd ever considered jumping it back in with us, but I'd love to have you. Doors always open for you. For individuals who I wasn't sure if they were maybe a coach or had a coach already, because I have a lot of Beachbody girls follow me, same sort of thing. Hey beauty, I hope this finds you well. Your name just came up on my stories again this morning. And so I wanted to reach out and make sure you felt personally invited to my September challenge and accountability team, but maybe you're already a coach or working with one. I never know, emoji like this and a kind of messy face. If not, had you ever considered doing a challenge with me and our crew? I'd love to have you join in. And then for anyone else, it just said, hey beauty, I hope this finds you well. Your name just came up on my stories again this morning. And so I wanted to reach out and make sure you felt personally invited to my September challenge and accountability team. Have you ever considered doing a challenge with me and our crew? I'd love to have you join us. So literally within a half an hour of sending 87 of those out, I had 6 new conversations started. Within another hour after that, or an hour and a half or so, I had 2 share carts out. One is already purchased. Someone I've never, ever even talked to before. Never, ever even talked to. And then I have 2 more calls set up for tomorrow, and I have an email with interest info out to somebody else. And that's just in the first couple of hours that I've done this, right? And there's still a lot of people that need to check their gram. So you never know when you're sending out invites when it's going to land in someone's inbox at the right time. Okay. Like this random person, she's not random anymore, but she wrote back and she's like, it's like you were reading my mind last night. Like she needed that personal touch that went along with it. And that's what we do. And when we fall short on sending the invites, or if we're only sending 3 a day, sometimes we miss the boat. I'm a big fan of batching work. So if 3 a day works for you, that's awesome. But when you do the Road to Success Club training, you'll see that we batch work. We do a lot at once. We hammer it just once a month, go really, really big before your challenge start date, so that you're building all this extra momentum, right? And then you continue to tap your well with your 3 a day after that. And I really wanted to say that too, because I feel like, and this is kind of where this topic is going today, and I'm going to have Courtney share as well, is, you know, we're in September. We've got September, October, November, December. We have 4 months left this year, right? Which is actually, I think a lot of people are feeling the heat, because if you're doing like trying to get to MLC and hit 1 star, you've got to back up your dates for qual and whatnot, right? You need to move the lever on your business forward sooner than later. And so I think that there's this sort of sense of urgency, but also this sense of almost like relinquishment. Sometimes that we can look at a goal and feel like it's so far away. Well, if I haven't hit it in the first 7 months or 6 months, how am I gonna, or 8 months, how am I gonna take these last 4 months and get to my goal, right? I feel so far behind the 8 ball. But remember, everything you've done up to this point builds momentum, and you never know who is following you. Like this one woman that obviously had been following me for a while and so felt very connected when I sent the invite, right? Or like myself. So for those of you that don't know, I was a September sign up. This is my coach anniversary month. I signed up September 15th with my 13th or 15th with my sponsor coach. I was not following her at great length. I mean, I was following a lot of people on social. I had just recently started following Amy. She was sharing her journey with her 60-day challenge. She was sharing the results she was getting. She was talking about a few things that really intrigued me, including how she could earn trips, how she was earning trips for helping 3 people a month with their fitness. Obviously, this is ways she was seeding coaching. She was running like fit camps in her garage and just helping people locally. She was talking about some of the things that they were doing with the accountability team. But man, was she showing her results. And not just the good days. She would talk about the hard days. She talked about exciting things like, you know, going shopping and fitting into a new size, or all sorts of things, the food she was eating and growing in her garden, things that I was really attracted to that supported health and wellness. But I was very attracted to her, but I reached out really quick. I didn't follow her at length. I probably followed her for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks before I reached out to her. And I reached out when there was a call to action. We didn't have IG stories back then. This is right on her page. It was results photo, call to action for her 60-day challenge. And the last line of it said there were 5 spots available for individuals who wanted to coach with her, help lead, however she worded it, like help lead her boot camp. And if you were a coach, you could essentially be earning your spot in that boot camp back. So that appealed to me because I didn't have a lot of money, right? I was a yoga teacher and I just didn't have money. So don't forget that wherever you're at right now, there could be someone who lands on your page today who is your rock star that ends this year a diamond or more so on your team. That year I started in September, I went diamond in December, and then that next year I went 5-star diamond elite, and I had my first 5-star diamond elite, Jacqueline, advance with me. Amy didn't have any elite leaders on her team. She was 3 years into coaching. She had a handful of diamonds. I think she was probably around, I think she was a 5-star then. So she had a handful of diamonds, but she didn't have any elite leaders on her team. So you never know the day that somebody is going to land on your page, and you never know what that trajectory is going to look like moving forward. But I can guarantee that if you show up a certain way and you have massive belief in this and your commitment to this because you love it so much, you're going to attract the people who want it the way that you do and will work the way that you work. So that all said, I do want to have Courtney and Bodhi share. We have Bodhi, I know, is just going to share organically, but I do want to have Courtney share because, you know, last year, and Courtney, I'll let you really tell the story, but I will say that Courtney's been on the team for about 5 years. And she'll tell you from like the get-go when she signed up, like elite was the goal. And she often saw a lot of her girlfriends hitting elite and hitting these ranks before her. And was it discouraging? I'm sure she will tell you it was discouraging, but she never let that stop her or slow her down. She had so much massive belief in what she was doing and knew all that she needed was time. And continually, all we need is time and dedication. Last year, this time, Courtney was a 1-star coach, 1-star diamond coach with Leah, who had been her diamond for a while. She ended the year a 5-star diamond elite. And now she's soon to be entering her 7-star qualification. A lot can happen in a year. A lot can happen in 4 months. She had 4 diamond leaders advance the last 4 months of the year, maybe even the last 3 months. But Courtney, I'm going to roll it over to you so you can share a little bit more about your story and how this has played out for you.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and I was talking about it, like we were voice memoing last night. So Braden and I have this yearly calendar, and it's in our bedroom, which might stress some people out, but for me, I love it because I can very easily look and we can see when our trips are, and you know, we write our goals on there for the month and anything we have going on. But I was looking at it and I was like, oh man, like September feels like the month because it's like fall, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, the year's almost over. It's September, the year's almost over. But if you actually look at the calendar, we still have a third left. Like we're 2/3 done, we still have a third left. And I think in this business especially, you always expect, you start the year and you're super fired up. And I signed up in February 2017. So I started being like, oh, by the end of the year, I'm definitely gonna be 5-star, right? Like no big deal. And that first year I ended 1-star. But in September, when I went to my first diamond retreat, guess what my rank was? Diamond. My first year in September, ended the year 1-star. End of the year advancing a leader. The next year, same thing. Like I was 1-star forever, you guys. I was 1-star forever. And I kept thinking, man, like, yeah, like Mary said, watching all of my girlfriends in the business that I started with hit 5-star elite, 10-star elite, like growing their businesses. And I'm 1-star. And I'm trucking along. And every single year in September, I would look at the calendar and I'd be like, I would think it was over. Like I would think it was over. I would have that feeling that it was over. And let me tell you what the difference was for me last year. Once again, showed up. I went to Barbie Club's house for a retreat, like a little leadership retreat, because I was in a mastermind with her. And showed up to Barbie's house and she was doing photos for our elite pictures, right? She had hired a photographer for our elite pictures. And, oh, let's put some sand in here. Oh, yeah, there you go. And I was like, I'm good. It's October, you guys. It was the middle of October. And I was like a month and a half from now. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not elite. It was like me, Britt Kovacs, Danny Sanchez, Carmen, and Barbie. They'd all already hit elite. I was like, no, I'm good. I haven't hit elite yet. And Barbie is like, get your butt up there and get your freaking headshot taken because you're going to hit elite. And I was like, there's no way I'm hitting elite. Middle of October, I said that, you guys. And the team rallied together and girls that had never been, Kayleen had been on the team for 3.5 years at the point, never had been diamond, hit diamond. Leah Heller, diamond. Danielle, been on the team for almost 2 years, hit diamond. Like, when you come together with that goal, anything can happen, and it can happen quickly. It can happen quickly. Same thing with this, for us going into elite qualification right now. Oh, hi, Bodhi. Same thing for us going to elite qualification right now, you guys. It was one of those things that it was like, I told the girls like middle of August, I was like, by the way, we need to hit 5-star by August 26th. Like, it's just happening. And women stepped up, not just for, like, I'm looking at, we got Rachel on this call, and Kelsey and GM, and women stepped up not just for themselves and for the retreat, which, I mean, duh, come on, like, you want to go on the retreat, right? I mean, let's be real, you want to go on the retreat. But they also stepped up for the common goal of the team. And it all happened within like 2 weeks. Like, it did not take, you see, hey, Bodhi, do you want to show them our calendar? You hit your head, come here. Oh, I'm going to show you guys my calendar. You see the year and you think that these goals take the year to do and to complete. They don't. They take a couple of weeks when you put the pedal to the metal. Like, honestly, I'm going to show you guys the calendar. And this is what we look at every single day, Braden and I.
Can you also share too, like, I know we had a conversation about, you know, when someone on the team feels like they've been doing it at length and they're just not getting the signups, but then they show up a little bit differently, like with a deadline, how it changes and they prove themselves differently. Can we talk about that a little bit? Because some of these people might be like, awesome, I have girls working, but they're just not getting there and they're not believing in themselves.
Totally. Well, first and foremost, this is our yearly calendar. So we're here. We still have this whole bottom row to go, you guys. Like, that's done, but we got this whole bottom row to go. And that's a lot of freaking time when you look at the year as a whole, right? What do you want, baby? Do you want daddy's deodorant? And then another thing, like, and I'm gonna say her name because she'll watch this replay. It's fine. So Kayleen and I were talking, and Kayleen had a hard summer, right? Like, she works full time. She's a single mom. She has tons of jobs. Like, she had a rough summer, and she lost her diamond. So she hit diamond end of last year, rallied for us to become elite. She lost her diamond. She was feeling really discouraged. She was like, I can't get it back. I can't get it back. I can't get my diamond back. And it came to August. It came down to August. And I was like, Kayleen, I need you to get your diamond back for us to go elite. Like, I need it to happen. She's like, I've been trying all summer, Courtney. It hasn't happened. I was like, yeah, but I need you to make it happen. One thing that happened was Jess Amoroso went into 1-star qual. And that made her go, okay, we were just at the diamond retreat together in April, and Jessica just went 1-star qualification. I'm not being left behind. So that's the power of getting to diamond retreats, right? Like, making those connections and not wanting to be left behind. But then I was like, Kayleen, you just need to freaking make it happen. Like, you just need to make it happen. And in one day, she went from emerald to diamond after trying all summer to get her diamond back. She did it in one day. I was like, you need to get 3 people active and sign up 2 new people. And she was like, okay. And she did it. Like it literally is that decision of, okay, I'm going to make it happen. And it brought her belief back, right? All of a sudden she's like, oh, I can do this. I can sign people up. And same thing with Rachel. Rachel last week was watching Kelsey run to diamond, and it was Wednesday, man. It was Wednesday night. She was watching Kelsey run to diamond on Wednesday. And she messaged me at 10:03 p.m., which our cutoff Mountain Standard Time is 10. And she's like, I think I did it. And she had to get one more person active. But she went from like 5 people that she needed to literally Ruby and going to hit diamond this week. Like, you guys, it literally just takes that belief and that conviction of, I am not letting this happen. Like, we are going to do this. And that's really what it comes down to. And like, you look at the end of the year, we have so much freaking time, and we do. We have so much freaking time left. But that being said, why are you going to wait? That's why I was like, we're hitting elite in August and September. I'm not waiting till December again. That sucked last year. Like, why wait until November 17th to hit 1-star? Do it this month. You know, like, why? Like, and I know Meredith is like, when I say like, do it this month, she's like, tell them what to do. Like, that sounds easy. Just do it this month, right? It's getting out of your comfort zone, you guys. It's asking people in your life, being like, hey, listen, I'm going for this really big goal. I need you to enroll as a preferred customer, right? It's when you're signing people up for your challenge group, saying I'm signing up for a preferred customer. It's sending those mass invites and front loading yourself on your month. It's sending the, 87 invites today. Yesterday was my big invite day. I did all my transformation posts. I did a bunch of I did stuff in my stories, and I sent out 50, 60 invites. And then I'm going to do follow-ups today because I have goals.
Girls got goals. Thanks for sharing all that, Courtney. A big part of it, like Courtney was saying, it's like a deadline, right? It's like giving yourself a deadline. And I feel like a lot of people wait, like she was talking about these bigger goals, like whether your goal is to get to MLC and hit 1-star, and you're like, well, I'll just make it happen by the end of the year. Everybody's like, when does it have to happen by? What's the latest I can hit it? It's like asking us what's the latest you can hit SC in a month, and then having to sit at the end of the month and be like, I've got an hour left to hit SC, and you scramble, and it doesn't build your business, right? Because you're waiting to the last minute and you're not building any momentum to build up your business. Like, you really got to front load everything as an entrepreneur, and having those deadlines. And this is why we're running the Road to Success Club training in Soul Warriors this week. Courtney's first video today tells you, put up a transformation post and put up a call to action for your challenge. And then you're doing X amount of like 50 follow-ups or 100 follow-ups or whatever it is, whatever she says. So, you have to be willing to do this very specific formula. But the beauty is, this formula you only have to do once a month. You literally only have to do this 1 week of the month where you do these 5 steps, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 steps. And then the rest of the month is just that little tap, your 3 invites, your workout and your stories, like the things that you always do, right? Adding to your network. But you've got to do that hard push at least once a month. And with that hard push comes the deadline. And that's why Kayleen got her business back to diamond. That's why anyone who's advancing their business, Kelsey and Rachel and all these women, they reached out with energy, conviction, but also a deadline. Like they had to hit something by a certain day. And when you push that deadline on someone else, all of a sudden action happens. I think a lot of us tend to be a little bit too soft with our invite, where it's like, this business is not going to build organically. If you were at Summit with us, I think it was Amy that said, like, your business isn't going to grow organically. Organic is just for vegetables, right? It's for like fruits and veggies. Like building a business is not organic. You can't just say to someone, come to me when you're ready. Like you can certainly put that in a post when you're not doing your big hard push. But until you hit Success Club, you can't do that. Until you hit your goals, that can't be it. Like you have to go in with those deadlines. All this to share, Jacqueline is on the call. I'm just going to randomly call you out, Jax, because the first year that we went elite, so this is back in 2014, me and Jax, we were a brand new coach. We didn't know what we were doing, right? Like literally didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have the trainings in place that Beachbody has now. Any training was like recycled content on Facebook. Amy was a growing coach at the time. She definitely didn't do any hand holding. We will say she was like learning how to be a leader herself. And and this is not to discredit her, she is so amazing. But we had to figure a lot of it out, right? And so Jax and I were just like, okay, let's do this. And it wasn't until October, I want to say, of 2014. So the end of that year. And I think Jacqueline was either, I want to say you were diamond or 1 star, and the team hit elite by the end of the year, which meant that every one of her coaches had to advance to diamond. She needed, I think, 4 or 5. They had to advance by November to make it happen, mid-November. So will you share a little bit on that, Jax? I mean, I might have the numbers wrong because it's been a while.
No, you're pretty spot on. I don't even remember the solid numbers. All I know is I got a phone call from Doug Moss, who's coming to Hawaii, and he asked to sit down with me. And I didn't know that anybody from corporate even knew who I was. And he's like, no, you've got all the points you need for elite. And like Mary and I said, because so much of it was us training ourselves, we were running on purely like our passion that whole first year of like what we were filling our groups with, and the not organic, but like the organic energy that she and I were showing up with was so authentic. I guess authentic is better than organic. So that attracted our team, right? And it got people going. But we knew very little about the back end and points and leaderboards and all of that. So when he said I had elite points, I'm going, what are those? You know? And so he said, essentially, you need some of your coaches to go diamond. And if you do that, you'll be an elite coach by the end of the year because you have all the points. And I'm going, okay, so do you think that that's possible? Because it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks exactly before they would have to, it used to be that you had to hold your qualification the last 2 months of the year, like all of December. If you wanted to be elite for that year, you had to hold it the last month of the year. And we'd never hit it before. And so I went to the team and I asked them, I said, this is what was told to me. Is this something you guys want to do? And it was tough, you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was tough, but it also was really exciting. And we pulled together and we all, like I had 5 diamonds advance in 2 months and we hit the goal. And that was kind of like our jump start to more business type building on our team as opposed to just passion building. And it's a great way to go. And there was a lot of growing pains in and of that, you know, too, and development for us all. But yeah, like 2 weeks and we all popped, like, and to be fair, like they were all emeralds and emerald pluses. Like they had been building their teams, but they weren't doing it with any level of intention or hustle. Like it was all like, okay, we're just here and we're, again, purely passion driven. And so we took that passion and we channeled it into a specific goal and a specific focus with a specific time frame. And that's when it all came together. So yeah, it was a wild ride, but we made it happen.
and you did it in like record time. Thanks for sharing that. Rachel just wrote in the box, and I really appreciate that. She said, you know, as a new coach, I see my coach, her coach is Courtney, and their coaches with huge IG followings. And I often think to myself, oh, people can just come to them organically, right? And so hearing us say that, you know, like today I invited 87 and Courtney invited 60 yesterday, it's such a good reminder that we're working this biz daily too. You don't just get to sit back and wait. And also waiting until Wednesday, even like each week, is the absolute worst. So don't wait till Wednesday. Don't wait until the end of the month. Don't wait until the end of the year. Yeah, it's so true. It's like, I think, you know, the silence you hear from us is us doing exactly what we're telling you to do, right? Like we're not following you around and chasing you around all day long, because look at Jax, that my video is showing you. It's like you've got your lists out in front of you. You're like writing down names. Like that's what I've been doing all morning. So when you don't hear from me, it's because I'm doing my business or I'm living my personal life, right? And then what we do together as a team, we do our business elevation calls, we do trainings, we do that sort of thing. But like, that's the beauty of a network business. Like you don't have to feel like you have to spend all of your time with your team. What you need to do is spend all of the committed time you have on your business, making your list, adding to your networks, and doing your invites, because your business will not move forward unless you are inviting. And I will say over time, it becomes harder and easier in different ways, meaning that, you know, I have built up a social media following over the 8 years that I've been a coach, right? Like that's happened over time, but it's happened because I took myself to such great lengths as a coach that I was able to speak on stage at Summit. So then you've got all these people that are advocates of Beachbody that maybe were just kind of there as a coach or an Emerald, that they didn't get anything from their team. Maybe they start following me then, right? Or somehow I get picked up through the Beachbody channel. I've been on the National Wake Up Call, right? So sometimes I have people who already know and love Beachbody that end up signing up with me. But I had to earn my way to that following, right? So, and yes, there still has to come with an invite. Like the one I sent to the girl today, she already signed up with me. She'd done Beachbody before, but she hasn't been on the app in forever, and she's not plugged in with the community. She was following me, but it took me reaching out to her and inviting her to say, yeah, okay, this is what I want. I want to do this now. Yeah, and Courtney just said Kendria has close to 700 followers on IG, and she's a 5-star coach ranked in the top 50. So think about the work behind the scenes. And Jess Griffin, like now her social media following, I think, is quite a bit more.
No, she has like 3,000 followers.
Oh, she does?
Now.
Okay.
Yeah. From 1,000 to 3,000. And she's a 15-star superstar, number 11 in the network, you guys. Like, when you don't look at social media following, that has nothing to do with it. Like it helps, you know, having more eyes on you. But Kendria Close, who's one of Jess's coaches, just hit 5-star elite, and she's like 700 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter. Think about the work that she's doing behind the scenes. And imagine if you had, and this is what I always tell people, imagine if you had, say you have 300 followers on Instagram and you're feeling sad about that. Imagine speaking to a room of 300 people. That would be like, whoa, right? Like that's like big deal. That's a big deal. You have 300 people in your room that you're speaking to. Talk to them. Like I don't know. Engagement and connection matters. Yes, Jax.
Yeah. It's like the larger the following, people look at people that have a larger following and they think that it's easier for them to hit the numbers. But I'm here to tell you, like, the misconception there too.
Jax, you muted yourself.
Oh, sorry. What I was saying, is that people see somebody that has a larger following, and there's a misconception there that too, that person won't have time or the intimacy for them, or that they shouldn't reach out. There's that intimidation factor. So there almost becomes this next level responsibility on that person's behalf to say, no, I'm still very much a real person. I'm still on this journey with you, so forge those connections and that authenticity in those connections while you're building your community up, because following has nothing to do with it. It's engagement and connection. It's how well you share your story. And if you're going through those 5 days that Mayor's posting about that we did for our Success Club training, that's what it's meant to facilitate, is those deeper connections, that connective tissue between you and other people, so that they can see themselves in your journey and you can get going. But yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I was saying, it gets harder and easier when you have more eyes on you. Because so part of what I was saying I earned is like, I earned a bigger following of Beachbody coaches because I've spoken at a lot of Beachbody events. So a lot of that, you know, it says I have 17.5 or 17.4 people following me. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of people. But the problem is you might only have 300 people like on your Instagram. And so when you send out and like go to some of your stories, you got 20 people looking at your stories. You say 20 invites out, they're all going to individuals who do not do Beachbody. I have to sit down for hours to send invites, and half of them are going, or more than half, are going to people who already have a coach or are already a coach, right? So it gets easier and it gets harder as your Instagram following builds. Every level of your business is going to require a new shift, right? You're an online entrepreneur. There's always going to be shifts, but all of this to say, you guys have plenty of time this year to accomplish your goals, but don't sit on them. Don't wait for things. Like every single month, you guys, if we're not posting the Road to Success Club training in there, you need to look at your start dates for your challenges. And the week before that, you need to do the Road to Success Club training. It needs to be your one big push. And if you don't get in Success Club, then you do it again. You do your next big push. Courtney asks, what are your year-end goals? So you guys in the chat box, I want you to write, what are you going to do with these last 4 months? What are your end of year goals? And while you guys are jotting those down, we still have a little bit of time on this call. Does anybody want to share anything or have anything that they want to, any questions that they want to bring to the table? Jen Towner says, I am 1 star, but it went away, but in reality, I will be 2 star. Jess says she's going to be 2 star. Kayla's going to be diamond. Jen says because she's doing all the things. Layla's going to be 1 star, so she can go to NLC. I think that's awesome. NLC is bomb. For those of you that are going to NLC, it's going to be in Vegas, I believe, and they put you up at the Bellagio, which is going to be fab. And I plan to go because I want to hang with you guys. And I want to go get some spa treatments in Vegas. I love it. I love it. Jax is going to have a baby and be premier in CBC1 and 2-star in CBC2. I love it. I love it. I love it. Rachel says NLC 1 star by November 17th. I love that you have your end date. I love that, Rachel. Like, you know exactly what you need to do by a specific deadline so you can be pushing for it. She's going to build a team of people who want to work this opportunity for real. Yes, you are. All right, you guys, I can wrap this call up early. I think there's enough for you to take away for today. Make sure you hop into our team page for that Road to Success Club training and jump right in. Even if you listen to Courtney's today and you're like, okay, well, I need to do that tomorrow because I need today to put up my transformation post or whatever. Start the process today, watch the video. If you're a day behind, you're a day behind, but I would just knock it out of the park and do it with us. You might as well. Get you in Success Club, make you feel good, and get you to your year-end goals. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I'll have the recording up in a little bit that you can send to your success partners and teammates. And I'll see you next week or on Thursday on Amy's team call. Bye, guys.